Pete, you were really efficient tonight. Career high and out in innings pitched. What was working for you for those first 7 innings?
I think it's just going back to throwing strikes. I mean, just trying to win 2 out of 3, and that's something that we preach is just winning the first two pitches out of 3. And Tristan did a really good job of that last weekend, and just kind of watching that, it's fun to be a part of a ball club that throws strikes, and that's kind of what you got to do. And that's kind of what I got in some trouble in the end right there, was just kind of getting behind in counts. But I mean, overall, just really trying to win the first 2 out of 3 pitches, and I think I did a good job of that tonight.
Coach Pierce, he did it with Tanner last night. I think he did it with you. He let y'all go out for another inning. What does he say before he lets y'all go pitch that maybe extended inning at the end of your outing?
I mean, there really isn't much communication, but it's just the trust that Coach Pierce has in us. I mean, just like Tanner, I mean, he's a guy that comes in and throws strikes, and that's the biggest thing. Just throwing strikes, and Coach is gonna have trust in you. And me and Tanner have done a really good job of that, especially Tanner. I mean, he's impressed a lot of us, and whenever he's on the bump, we have a really good chance to win.
Go ahead, Danny.
I'm kind of wondering, as the season kind of goes along and there's kind of a finish line in sight, where do you kind of see your role going forward as? I know you got some work this weekend out of the bullpen, but what do you kind of see your role as going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to pitch. That's the main thing, and kind of wherever they need me, I like starting, and I like coming out of the pen. I like being on the bump. Just kind of whatever I can do to help the team win, and if that's coming out of the pen on the weekends, or if that's starting the midweeks, whatever they need, I'm ready for it. So just trying to win a lot of ball games.
I know you aren't rooting against your guys, but with Colby, Tristan, and Ty obviously pitching the way that they're pitching on the weekends, it's there's not a lot of spots open in the weekend rotation. But I'm kind of wondering, is this one of those iron sharpens iron things, and the four of y'all, or a couple other guys, are just kind of all competing against each other and making each other better?
I mean, yeah, that's the dynamic, and that's what we have right now. It's just really fun to be a part of this team and watch these guys go out there compete, and that's just the trust we have in one another. I mean, I love watching these guys compete, and I love winning ball games. That's what we're doing.
Back to Joe.
When you exit the game, they come back and tie, and then Douglas hits his double down the left field line, gets aggressive, takes third, and Mitchell brings the game in. So what was it like in the dugout, after that half inning and, before the bottom half, when it's like, hey, we got to get this run back?
And this isn't a situation that we haven't been in before, as you know. I mean, especially against Kansas State, the same thing kind of happened. I mean, they took a lead, and then we responded right away. So I had all the trust in my guys. Dougie led off the inning against Kansas State and did the same thing. I had trust in my guys, and I knew they were going to pull it off. Obviously, it's a bummer not getting the win, but I mean, the team got the win, and at the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
Danny.
This is obviously 10 straight wins for y'all. What is it like being a Texas Longhorn walking into the clubhouse these days? Are you guys talking about this winning streak? Is this, is there just a kind of laid back feeling, or, is it just kind of on to the next one, that typical game by game kind of mentality?
Yeah, I think it doesn't really matter who comes to the ballpark, who comes to our field. We're going to beat them, and we're going to give them our best. And that's something that we've kind of done a good job of, is not letting off the gas and still pushing ourselves. And I mean, we fall back on our systems, and I think our systems are really good right now. And kind of what we have going, just the dynamic with the guys, it's fun to be a part of it. It's fun to put that jersey on.
Thanks for the time, Pete.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, I thought Nevada played really well for 2 ball games. They're a different type of team. They make you earn everything. It's tough to run against them. It's tough to play the short game against them. So you have to go out there and drive the baseball, and I thought we did a nice job of that. Great starting pitching by Pete. The key for me with him is that I felt like he attacked the strike zone. They hit some balls hard, but he continued to attack the strike zone. 1 base on ball through 7 is pretty darn good. And nice job by the back end with Aaron and Lucas after we gave up the lead. But, it's a team effort. It's a team win, and just a super job of just continuing playing the game after we got popped in the 8th and never really panicked. Doug steps up, hits a double, and Cam does his thing and advances him. And then, just a really nice win for our team against a different type of team that, you could possibly run into down the road.
Go ahead, Danny.
David, I don't know if how you classify this, but do you think it's a good thing that your team got two pretty good tests in a midweek series against a team like Nevada that they may not have been used to seeing?
I think it's a great thing. I really do. I mean, you know, you look back at the game yesterday and there was so much teaching information. You look at today's game and um, both teams played solid defense and just quality game. I think they're going to do well. TJ's doing a great job of building that program and getting the type of players that he wants. And so just real impressed with the way they play the game. But yeah, I think it's big, Danny. I think it's what we need to do to continue to test ourselves.
And going forward, when you go into a weekend series against a non-conference opponent at this point in the season, is it just three, we want to win these games, or is it three, you may tinker with the lineup a little bit, you may tinker with, who you throw this weekend, or is it business as usual?
Well, the tinkering will only be to benefit the win or to benefit somebody's rest. Other than that, I think it's very difficult to play a non-con of solid teams like Nevada. Abilene Christian can score. To play teams like that when you're already in Big 12 play, because now everything's geared towards what's happening in the league, and so you take a step back. So yeah, I think it is tough. And the other thing is when you play a mid-major and a weekend series at this time of the year, I don't think there's a letdown. I think there's a little bit of added pressure to the team to feel like, oh, well, we're supposed to win this. So you have to fight through that and put in your work and continuing to do the same things and not try to go get 3 hits today or pitch a shutout. You just got to go do what we do. We don't want to change things. We don't want our players to do something different now that we're, winning a lot of ball games in a row. Just continue to try to fight through distractions and continue to put the work in.
Joe, go ahead.
David, with Doug there in the 8th, did you call the tag up, or was that something he did on his own?
Well, that's a combination. I mean, that ball's deep enough with his speed. I'm yelling, yes, yes, yes. He's thinking, yes, yes, yes. So I would have been disappointed if he would have pulled up. And how much he can hear of me, I don't know. I'm screaming it, and I think our speed guys are thinking the same way I'm thinking on that.
And then with Pete throwing, career high, being extremely efficient, he talked about winning, throwing strikes 1 and 2, winning those first 3 pitches. And, it seems like this may have been the best he's been at that all season tonight was.
Yeah, I thought he was much better in 2-strike counts late in the at-bats as well. And I think if you look back from our pitching standpoint of the last 2 games, we weren't very good with 2 strikes when we had guys in 1-2-0-2 counts. And I thought Pete was pretty solid today with it. But we still let a couple get away late in the game today.
Danny, back to you.
This is a pretty, high leverage situation for Lucas to pitch in tonight. What did he show you? And is this a performance that gives you confidence that, hey, this is a guy we can use down the stretch and in the postseason?
Well, you look at his last few outings, and that's why he got the opportunity to be in there tonight, is because he's pounded the zone with good location. He's throwing his changeup very well, and he's got the right confidence right now. And so you build off of that. And when I watch a guy two previous outings and the ball gives you information, the hitter gives you information, that's what contributes to decisions. And so Luke has given us the right information and put him in that situation. But you're right, that's the highest leverage situation he's been in this year, with the 1-run lead with 3 outs to get. And it was big. I thought Aaron was huge for us, coming in a pickle, bases loaded, nobody out, get the ground ball double play, and nice job. Is it Schrum? How do you say his name? The big first baseman, Schrum. After he hit the ball kind of in flight, you could tell he's sitting on breaking ball because he was late on the fastball and did a nice job of staying extended through the breaking ball.
One more, Joe.
I know you said that you're trying to limit the distractions just with this team, but the winning streak did reach double digits. So how do you try to both limit distractions and say, hey, we've got a thing rolling here, keep doing what you're doing, and it'll get bigger and bigger?
Well, we're not scared of it. We're just understand it, and we talked in our pre-week meeting on Tuesday about people are going to start congratulating you, and we have a lot of baseball to play. I mean, we have huge series coming up with in Big 12 play. This series is a character check for us coming in. So, I mean, I don't know if there's a formula. They just have to be mature about it, and we just have to have a good workout tomorrow and not get too comfortable. But at the same time, rest guys that are playing every day. So it's always a fine balance to be ready to go on Friday night.